In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the chili sin carne that's bubbling away behind me. I'm calling it chili sin carne, not chili con carne, because I'm replacing the meat with beans. You will need a 400-gram tin of beans of your choice. I've chosen mixed beans. You want a 400-gram tin of chopped tomatoes, 1 onion, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic depending on how garlicky you like it, oregano, cumin and chili powder, and then tomato puree and oil for cooking. Equipment you'll need: if you need a tin opener, then make sure you've got one of those handy, a heat-proof spoon to stir your dish with, a sharp knife to prepare your onions and garlic. I'm using a brown chopping board because I'm working with vegetables, and then a large saucepan or wok. Start off by preparing your onions and garlic. To dice an onion safely and efficiently, start by holding it by its waist. Use the bridge hold so that on one side of your hand you have the top, and on the other side of your hand you have the root. So with the bridge hold, where you make your hand look like a bridge, you put your knife under your hand and you slice straight through, so you have 2 halves of an onion, and each half has a top and the root. Next, cut the tops off. Discard those for later, so that your 2 halves look like this. Then you can peel them. Peel off the papery skin until you get the shiny onion underneath. Next, I'm going to put the onion on its side like so. With the bridge hold again, I'm going to slice my onion, but I'm not going to put my knife all the way through. I'm going to stop with the tip of my knife about 1 centimetre away from the root. Like so. So my knife has stopped just here. So I'm going to continue to do that across the rest of this half of the onion. Okay, so now my onion has been sliced, but it's held together at the root. I'm then going to use the claw grip. So I'm going to have my hand in this position, making sure that the flat of my fingers is where the knife is going to be. If you're chopping like this, there's a possibility that you might catch the end of your fingers or your fingernails. So you tuck your fingers in like this to make the ends nice and flat, so that if you should slip with the knife, you won't have an accident. And I'm going to cut at 90 degrees. So you end up with nice small diced pieces of onion. I'll show you that again. So start off with the bridge hold. And turn it 90 degrees. So what you're left with are the parts that you would throw away and put in the compost anyway, because it's the root. And there we have the small diced pieces of onion. Cut the two ends off of your clove of garlic, like so, and then remove the papery skin just like you would an onion. Then very carefully, using the claw grip, as finely as you can, slice your clove of garlic in one direction. Then turn it a quarter turn and slice it in the other direction. Remember, as small as you can. Remember to keep your fingers nice and flat so they're safe. Okay, and then with your knife, slightly diagonally, you're going to scrape your garlic against your chopping board, and we're going to try and mash it. With the pan still off at this stage, pour in about a tablespoon's worth of oil. You can measure this out if you prefer. I'm just doing it by eye. Add a couple of bits of diced onion and then turn the heat on to a low setting. Once those first few pieces of onion start to sizzle, add in the rest of your onion and your garlic. Keep your onions and garlic on a low heat and stir continuously. You must make sure that they don't get stuck to the bottom of the pan and that they only cook on one side. You want to keep them moving so they cook nice and evenly and don't burn. So you keep them moving. Once your onion and garlic has gone slightly golden and starting to go translucent, then you can add in a tablespoon of your tomato puree. Again, you can judge it by eye or you can measure it out properly. Stir this with your onions for about a minute, just to cook out your tomato puree and get a really rich taste. Add your beans and your chopped tomatoes and stir those into the tomato puree, onions and garlic. Add a teaspoon of your cumin, add a teaspoon of your chili powder, add a teaspoon of your oregano. A good tip is to measure out any herbs and spices over your chopping board, not over your pan of food, in case you accidentally tip too much onto your spoon. It's better to have the excess on your chopping board for you to clear up later than have too much in your mixture. Stir your herbs and spices into your mixture. And then all you need to do now is wait for this mixture to reduce, i.e. you want the liquid content to evaporate slightly, so you end up with a really nice thick sauce with your beans and your tomatoes and your vegetables all cooked through, so they're nice and soft. Always have your pan handle to the side, never poking out the front, in case anybody knocks into that pan handle and tips the pan of hot food all over themselves or on the floor. So always have your pan handle to the side. Remember to keep your pan on a low heat and let your mixture simmer gently. Stir occasionally to avoid your mixture sticking to the bottom of the pan and burning. And there it is, my completed chili sin carne with rice on the side.